So we'll just start by say your name and your occupation.
Okay. Well, I'm Maryann McDonnell, and I'm retired.
Wonderful.
Yes, it is.
We're still working, it seems like.
Well, yeah, a little bit, right?
Do you have any immediate family that you currently take care of?
Actually, no, my husband and I, we live in a 55 community. My sons live close by, and everybody, thank God, is healthy.
Okay. And what is your role or position with A Baby's Breath?
Advocate at Collegeville.
At Collegeville, okay. And I hear you are the longest tenured advocate. Is that true? How many years have you been?
Well, it's probably 18, close to 18 years.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I've been there.
You've seen a lot of people come through the door asking for help.
I have, yes.
Is it surprising what type of people come by asking for?
There certainly
help?
have been surprises, yes. I mean, and we don't turn anybody away, as you know. And I guess what was most surprising to me was to have Muslim come in to Baby's Breath.
We'll talk about that story then.
Yeah, so it's unusual.
What was the resolve with that? How do you convince somebody in a different faith than you, maybe even different set of beliefs that life is truly something worth fighting for?
Well, I think the fortunate thing about A Baby's Breath, especially now, it's been around a while, people know where we are and what we do. And the people that have come in, at least in my particular experience with that particular client, she had already chosen life because she knew we were there to help her. And that's something that I've seen a few times.
So just the presence of Baby's Breath being in the world was enough to convince somebody that I can choose life.
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Which is a statement for anyone that offers services for women. If you just open up the door for them, that's a more reason for them to choose it. Has there ever been a challenging type of client that walks through the door that you say, this person is just going to break your heart because they don't quite see the danger that they're entering into by?
Well, we have had some clients that have had abuse issues, drug abuse, things like that. And I guess, but the standpoint of choosing life, most of the clients that I see have chosen life because they know we're there, or they've been sent by someone who has referred them to us and given them a background. So I haven't, fortunately, seen many clients come in that were actually leaning more toward abortion than life.
Well, that's fortunate because then that seems like someone's willing to work with life instead of give me an excuse why I shouldn't work with life or should. Right. You get to be that voice of reason that allows them to pursue it. Mm-hmm. Talk about, I guess, the people who are in abuse. How do you help these people that don't even realize that they're in an abusive relationship? The ones that are, are kind of obvious, when we're speaking to them, they kind of already know, that they should maybe not be in this relationship. So it's just a lot of hand-holding, and you want to support them in their decision to get out of that relationship. But more than abuse, what I see is, drug addiction, things like that. So, we have the resources that we can refer them to because obviously, we are not drug counselors. Right.
So, a lot of it has to do with support, and just listening to a client, listening to a woman.
Providing them counsel by listening.
Right. And let them feel that somebody cares about them, that, they have value, they have worth, and.
Does it seem like they come from a past or broken relationships in their life where people don't listen to them or don't give them the time of day? Is that?
Oh, I think there's definitely that where they are not they don't have someone to listen to them. They don't have someone that can support them, or they come from circumstances where it's just continuing. You know, maybe their mother was in a circumstance like that, or their grandmother or their aunt, you know, so it's kind of generational and familial. So they finally have made a choice that maybe there's another way. You know, so.
And you mentioned that you retired, but you still keep this line of volunteer work up. How often, how much time in a week do you give to this?
Well, right now I'm down to about 1 day.
1 day.
You know, so it's 2.5, 3 hours a week. Okay. You know, and I help out with the silent auction.
Okay.
You know, so it's nice I'm able to do this.
Okay.
You know.
It doesn't feel like more work after retirement. It feels like what you feel obligated to do. Is that?
Well, I think, you know, when I retired, I didn't want to just not do anything. And I got involved in a few things at the community where I live in. But this has always been on my heart, you know. And when I moved up here from Philadelphia, when I finally found A Baby's Breath and found out what the charter was, you know, it was just like, this is it. Because I think we can't just tell a woman who's in crisis, you should have your baby. We have to help her make that decision. And Baby's Breath does that. Your mom, you know, with God's help, has created an amazing organization. She's an amazing woman to have done this.
Yeah, wow. She tells me all the time. I guess I just don't believe her.
Right.
No,
right.
She's very humble.
Right. Right.
But yeah, talk more about that. That being pro-life is more than just the baby; it's the mother.
Right.
Is there any more that speak to that, or an example of that in the clients that come in that say, you know, A Baby's Breath is different in that way, or?
We've even had, not that long ago, we had a client come in, and she apparently was someone who was pro-choice. When she got pregnant, she was married, and she wanted to have her baby, and she went to Planned Parenthood. She said they treated her terribly. So she was kind of surprised at how she was treated, but in a way, it worked out because she came to us, and she will be able to spread the word. And that's a really good thing. I know.
To live by an example of
Right.
the people who receive you are the ones that welcome you.
Right.
Certainly one way of being converted.
It is. And I think that's one of the other good things about A Baby's Breath is that we don't judge anybody. You know, you come to us in whatever circumstance you are, and we try to help you better your life, better your circumstances, so that when you have your baby, you're able to provide a better life for them.
Okay. I want to ask you one last question because I don't want you to keep you the whole day. If you were trying to train someone else to be an advocate, what's one bit of advice that would help them be better for women that are in their struggle, or families that are in the struggle of finding the reason to choose life? What kind of a word of advice to help them be more effective?
Well, I think just, you know, not being judgmental when you're talking to somebody, meeting them where they are, understanding that you're going to come across people who are in life situations that maybe you don't agree with. But the main thing is to help them make that decision to keep their baby or to have their baby, maybe make a plan for adoption if that's what they want to do, and just support them in that. You know, you don't want to agree with those things that you know are wrong. You want to kind of push them in the direction of what is right,
kindly.
Gently. Right.
But I like what you said, meet them where they are. That is the way that, you know, saints reach the poor. So, right. But thank you for spending time answering my questions.
Okay. Well, you're very welcome, Jared. Thank you for doing this.
Appreciate it.
Okay.